I call Cam Calder.
Mr Speaker, it's a pleasure to rise and speak on this bill. National, prior to the last election, promised to remove restrictions on police standing as candidates in local authority elections and serving as members. We have a proud record of keeping our promises, and this is yet another promise kept. The New Zealand Police Association and New Zealand police managers support the removal of restrictions, as do local government New Zealand. Now, we have heard the opposition talk at some length about how sad they were that this didn't go to a select committee process. Now, I understand in 2008, when the policing bill was considered, that there were only 2 submissions who made any submissions against this course of action. Police are respected members of our communities. They are doing a sterling job all over New Zealand, and particularly in Manurewa, where I am privileged to be based. This government has backed the police with a quiver of new tools to help them in keeping our communities secure, and has added to their numbers. We promised 300 more police in Manurewa by the end of this year, and already 240 more uniformed officers are deployed in the Manurewa-Manukau area. As respected members of our communities, it's only fair and right that police should be allowed to serve in local government should they so wish. And I'm thinking now of a sergeant who I met in the Watchtower in Counties Manukau, Mike Bailey, at about 3 o'clock in the morning when I went out with an I-car overnight in the Counties Manukau area. And it became clear to me shortly afterwards that he was not only a hard-working police sergeant, but he was also the chairman of the Manurewa Community Board. And it is totally appropriate that men and women of such skill and application and passion should be able to contribute further to the safety and well-being of our communities by building on the existing strong relationships that exist between their organisation, the police, and many community groups. It's pleasing to note that this bill is now enjoying wide support across the House, and it's reasonable at this stage to ask the question, how useful was the previous legislation? Well, perhaps, Mr Speaker, thinking of the World Cup in South Africa, as useful as a vuvuzela, as a vuvuzela, Mr Speaker, to a Trappist monk. As useful, perhaps, as a dead monkey to an organ grinder. Mr Speaker, this legislation was of no use, and it's wonderful to see that across the House this has become realised by all parties, and with the singular exception of the Greens, who I have yet to understand support any motion concerned with law and order. We have unanimous support for this bill in the House. Mr Speaker, this bill removes an injustice to serving police officers and allows our communities to benefit from their passion, their expertise, the passion and expertise of a highly trained group of men and women. I commend this bill to the House.